Just like to explain to you, the reason I have a mask here, if I'm going to be in close proximity, I had part of my lung removed. It was very difficult for me to breathe through a mask on, so please don't think that I just don't want to wear it because of wearing it. But I do have a medical reason for not. To get started, it is my responsibility to inform you that an executive session was held at 6:30 p.m. to discuss personnel and legal issues. Everybody will stand for the pledge of allegiance to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is Rob. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Jody.
Mr. Hauser. You still here? Mrs. Kozer? Here. Mr. Lucasio?
Here.
Mrs. Maines? Here. Mr. Music?
Here.
Mr. Palmer? Mrs. Surratt? Here. Dr. George?
Here.
And Mr. McConnell?
Here.
All here. Except for who? Mr. Palmer.
About the superintendent's report, Dr. Tepper.
Sure. Not too much here to report, just everything's going quite well. And our spring break is coming up here shortly, and we're looking forward to beginning our fourth quarter here very shortly as well. That's it. Quick one tonight.
30 minutes, right?
Here we go.
This is the first part one of the hearing of visitors. You have the opportunity to, in the audience, to speak about any item or on our agenda tonight. Would you come to the microphone, please state your name and address, and when you step up to the podium, please keep your address to no more than 5 minutes, and there will be time at the end of the meeting to have another opportunity to express your concerns. Anybody have anything? Did you go around telling Steve I move for the adoption of resolution 2021-187 for approval of the minutes of February 16th and March 9th.
Second.
Here a second.
Yep. That's nice.
If there's any questions or comments, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. Solicitor's report, Mr. Nichols.
Mr. McCommons, I recommend that the board move on resolution number 188 to approve student disciplinary matter number 1 of the 2021 school year.
Motion on the floor.
Second.
Motion made, second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Nothing further, Mr. McCommons.
Thank you. Education and planning, Mrs. Maines.
Thank you. I move for I'm going to group 3 resolutions this evening, also approve agreements for programs or assistance for the following year. So I move for adoption of resolution number 189, 190, and 191. 189 being to approve the Westmoreland County Student Assistance Program agreement for the 2021 school year. 190 is to approve America Healthcare Medical Staffing Agency Agreement effective February 18, 2021. And number 191, to approve an agreement between Laura Chartier Orientation and Mobility Specialist in Greater Latrobe School District for the 2021 school year and extended school year services through August 2021. So those are those 3.
Motion made, seconded. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
I move for adoption of resolution number 192 to approve revisions to the 2021 school calendar. You wanna say what it is?
Sure, the revision to the calendar, it is our Act 80 day that was originally set for April 30th for our prom and has been moved to May 21st, Friday.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
So move for that resolution. Second.
Motion made and second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The resolution passed.
I also move for adoption of resolution number 193 to approve the proposed 21-22 school calendar.
Where's she at?
193.
This one. She's too tall.
Second.
Motion made and second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The resolution passes.
And I move for adoption of resolution number 194 to approve a tuition student for the 21-22 school year as listed. Second.
Motion made and second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Resolution passes.
And, we held a curriculum committee meeting, this evening prior to executive session, and our next curriculum committee meeting is to be determined. Thank you, that's all I have.
Finances, Mr. Music.
Okay, motion on the floor to approve resolution, 195, which is, to approve the treasurer's report.
Second.
Motion made and second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, nay. The resolution passes.
Motion on the floor to approve resolution 196, which is to approve the payment of bills.
Second.
Motion made and second. Are there any questions? Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, nay. The resolution passes.
And finally, resolution number 197, which is to approve GASB number 75 compliance.
Second.
Motion made and second. Are there any questions or comments? Those, all in favor say aye. Those opposed, nay. Resolution passed.
And the next finance committee meeting will be on Tuesday, April 13th at 5:30, and that will be in the senior high school library. And that is everything, Mr. Vice President.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, you can.
I'm asking for one.
We know what GASB stands for.
No, I understand. This new bill that just passed the federal government, this new, federal bill.
Yes,
What, are we getting money for that?
yes, yeah, it's projected, right now the preliminary numbers show it's getting roughly $1.8 million.
And what will that go to?
That can go, it can go through a whole bunch of costs. It can go to offset, potential loss in revenue. It can go in, to like educationally to help to, remediate, thank you, Dr. Tucker, remediate students that need additional, supports.
Staffing.
Technology, staffing,
Busing.
staffing supports, busing, those sorts of things.
There is no strings attached and you can use it.
No, it's actually pretty much wide open, yeah.
And we have until 23.
We have until March of 2023 to spend the money, so it's not, we have to take any immediate action or have it spent by the end of the year. I'll talk more, with the finance committee and possibly at the board retreat about some suggestions that we might have, but I think a portion should be set aside for, the continued loss in revenue that we're experiencing, whether it's through the earned income tax or real
That was my
estate.
question, so it's going to help us with our budget.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted people to do.
Thank you, Dr. Report. Facilities of operation and planning, Mr. Locascio?
Let's see, we have the next Facilities and Operation Planning Committee meeting will be on April 8th at 3:30 at the Administration Building. That is also.
Student Activity and Recreation, Mr. Locascio?
Yes, we do not have our next meeting scheduled at this point in time. That's also.
Community Relations, Mrs. Maines?
The next Metro GLSC Parks and Recreation Commission meeting will be held on Thursday, March 18th at 4:30 PM in the Latrobe Municipal Building in Council Chambers. And that's all for that. You want me to keep going?
We'll go to the next one there.
Yes. I will move for adoption of resolution number 198 to approve the Westmoreland Intermediate Unit General Operating Budget.
Second.
Motion made and second. This is a roll call vote.
Mrs. Kozer,
Yes.
Mr. Locascio,
Yes.
Mrs. Maines,
Yes?
Mr. Music,
Yes.
Mr. Palmer is absent. Mrs. Surratt,
Yes.
Dr. George,
Yes.
Mr. Hauser, you on the line?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. McCollum.
Yes.
It passes, 8 yeas, 0 nays, and 1 absent.
Transportation, Mr. Busey?
Wait, I have an announcement about the meeting.
I'm sorry.
The next WID committee meeting will be held next Tuesday, March 23rd, 2021, at 7 PM at a location to be determined. That's all. I'm done.
Now transportation, yep, Mr. Beasley.
Transportation, Mr. Busey?
No report this evening, Mr. Vice President.
EWCTC Joint Operation Committee, Mrs. Cosar?
Yes, our next meeting will be March 24th, at 7 PM at UWCTC. Thank you.
Board Policy, PSBA liaison, Dr. George?
Yes, I have a motion to approve the final adoption and approval of board policies listed below. This is resolution number 199. These policies are basically just updating the policies we already have in our policy manual.
Second.
Motion made and second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Resolution passes.
Another resolution on the floor for resolution number 200 to approve notice of intent to adopt board policies. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are already just updated. And there was a new policy, 123.2, which is regarding sudden cardiac arrest, which is basically just advising parents and students to inform their physicians that an EKG should be done to screen for conditions that could cause sudden cardiac arrest, and that would be provided by the coach and by our board policy. It's really not a mandate, it's basically just a recommendation.
Second.
Motion made and second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Aye.
And resolution passes.
Resolution number 201 is to review listed board policies without changes. This is policy 917, family and parent involvement, and policy 918, Title I, parent and family engagement. These are basically reviewed. There were no changes to these policies.
Second.
Motion made and second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Resolution passes.
And the next board policy committee meeting is Tuesday, March 30th, 2021 at 10 a.m. in the administration building. Anybody comes, we'll have a great time.
Technology, Dr. George?
Resolution number 202 is to approve a letter of intent between the Westmoreland Intermediate Unit And Beverly Third School District to enter into a 3-year agreement with Cisco Systems for purchase of Cisco Secure Endpoint and Cisco DNS Advantage effective July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2024.
Second.
Motion made second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The resolution passes.
And the next technology committee meeting to be determined. In health and safety, we have, I'll teach people on, we have our meeting coming up on March 24th. It's at 11 o'clock in the administration building.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Superintendent's recommendations, Dr. Pepper.
Thank you, Mr. McComas. I ask the board to please move on resolution number 203 to approve resignations. Mr. Mears for retirement purposes, Patrick Murray for retirement purposes, Mark Schreckengoss the same, Beth Lawrence personal, and Bobby Cavalson personal. And I would just like to thank our retirees for their service, and Mr. Mears for his years here at Greater Lake Road, serving as a teacher as well as an athletic director and transportation director. So, you're not gone yet, so still have quite a few months left.
Three.
So moved.
Second.
Three meetings, but.
Motion made second. Are there any questions or comments?
Yes, if we vote no, does that mean he can't retire?
Gold's given.
I'm sorry, no question.
You forgot the gold.
All those in favor say aye.
Can I say something, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
You know, retirement is, I retired not too long ago. It's a nice stage in your life. I picked the wrong time to retire during the pandemic, but, you know, we appreciate all the work that you've all done for our school district. You teachers and the athletic director and everyone involved here are tireless in their efforts to help our students, and that's a wonderful thing. You know, I said there's a lot of things in life, you know, people have avocations and vocations, and, you know, being a teacher, being involved with students is really an avocation. It's really a calling, I believe. And it doesn't end here, but I'm sure these people will continue doing things to impact people's lives. I want to say one thing about Mr. Murray. My son never played football his entire life, and he was a big kid. When he was in 10th grade, he was in Mr. Murray's class. Mr. Murray came up to him and said, you know what? He said, I don't know if you can play football or at all. I don't know what the hell you can do on a school field, but I like you as a person, and I want you to be on my team. That's what he said to him. And that was a tremendous impact on my son's life. It really was. Because he did play football. He went on and played football in college, and he made a lot of good friends and a lot of confidence in his life by doing that. And certainly Mr. Murray added to his confidence by taking that time to do that. And I just want to know that that happens all the time with our teachers. It happens all the time. You know, you don't realize what an impact you have on a kid until you see it. You know that it happens. And God bless those teachers for that kind of effort that they put into our students. We're going to miss these guys.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, it's a wonderful impact that they have on our students, and I thank them for their service.
Absolutely, thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
I'd ask the board to please move on resolution number 204 to approve professional personnel, substitute teachers as listed.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any questions or comments? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Resolution passes.
I'd ask the board to please move on resolution number 205 to approve support personnel classified appointments.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Resolution passes.
And last week, we had a resolution to approve our spring sports coaches and salaries, and we have some additions to that list this evening. I'd ask the board to please move on resolution number 206 to approve additional 2020-2021 spring sports coaches and salaries.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made, second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Resolution passes.
Yes, and under other business, I would just like to remind everybody that our senior high drama club is putting on a spring musical. It will be professionally recorded. They are virtual show dates. Please think about purchasing some tickets. The students, even though they are in pods and they are working in small groups, the performance is going to be outstanding. So if you have an opportunity to purchase a ticket to watch the show virtually, I encourage you to do that. The end of the third quarter is Friday, March 26th, with our late start March 29th. We will have an early dismissal for our spring break, March 31st, and our spring break begins March 1st through April 5th and returning to school April 6th. Again, our board retreat will be held Saturday, April 24th, here in the Center for Student Creativity at 8 o'clock. And just a reminder that statement of financial interests are due by May 1st. If you have not already done so, please make certain that you turn those into Mrs. Rohosky. Our board meetings in April are stated as April 13th at 7:30 is our committee meeting, and our regular board meeting April 20th at 7:30. Thank you, Mr. Collins.
Thank you, Dr. Deborah. This will be the second part of visitors' opportunity to have a say. Anybody want to come to the microphone? I want to thank you all for coming anyhow. I move for the adoption of resolution 207, adjournment.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Nay.
How do I do?